The materials you'll need for this project are nylon strapping. This is optional, but a styrofoam head really helps. A black knitted ski mask. Thin cardboard. A hot glue gun. Backpack mesh. Anti-scratch paper. An X-Acto knife, scissors, a box cutter, white gloss spray paint, flat black spray paint, and a pen or pencil. So the first thing I'm going to work on is the goggles. So right now I am tracing out the lower goggle shape that I found off of a reference image. And this piece is going to be directly attached to the mask, and then the other piece will hinge off of this one. And I'm just drawing this on some scratch paper.
So this is the first template completed. This piece is the piece that you'll see once you flip up the goggles. So now I'm going to work on the piece that goes on top of it.
So the upper eye piece I started tracing out on some more scratch paper, and it has the flared Spider-Man eye look connected together, and then it has this bar on top of it which will allow it to hinge on top of the lower template piece. And when looking at my reference image, I made sure to space out the eyes to where they looked right.
So now the top piece is done, but now looking back at the reference images, there's a bit more up here, so I'll just go add that in. Now that these two template pieces are complete, I just need to trace them out onto some thin cardboard and then cut them out.
On some of my past projects, I've used thumbtacks to hold my template pieces down, but the downside with that is that it leaves a hole in your piece. So I tried using tape this time, and it worked even better, and it was one uniform piece without any holes in it. Make sure not to move your hand that much when you're tracing it out, or the shape could get messed up. To cut these pieces out, I used an X-Acto knife, but if you're going to make this, you could easily use scissors or a box cutter or another tool to cut it. I just took my time so that when it was finished, I could have some nice clean edges. One thing that I also did when tracing these pieces is I marked the centers of the frames so that it would be easier to line them up when I'm doing the hinge. And through experience, the best way I've found to do a curved cut with an X-Acto knife is to move my whole arm rather than just using my wrist. And if you're making your own templates, just make sure to make the outer frame larger so it could cover up most of the angular details on the lower frame.
So these are what the pieces are looking like after I cut it out. So now I just need to make it so it can kind of fold up, and I'm also going to add some details such as around the eyes. So I'll finish that up.
So I forgot to add this piece in my template, but you could easily do it to yours. It's just another little stub on the back of the inner template plate. Then I took my outer template plate and I cut the eye out of it, and then I trimmed it down a little bit just to make another accent piece to put on top of it. The outside edge is mostly the same, but the inner edge is much more shallow. Then after I was happy with my finished shape, I just traced it out twice for both sides. On this inside piece, make sure to taper the inside edge to make it thinner than the outer edge. Now that I have cut out all of these detail pieces, like the details around the eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these outer edge pieces on, and then I can work on the little rounded box detail that goes on this raised edge piece. This box detail was very easy to make. It was just a rectangle of cardboard with rounded edges, and on one edge it was inset, and that was rounded as well. Then on the underside of it, I added another piece of cardboard just to make it raised off of the surface. Then I used a Sharpie to mark where it would go, and then I glued it on, as well as the outer edge pieces. I made sure to take my time when gluing on the goggle accent pieces so they would go on straight and one of them wouldn't be crooked. So now that I'm done with these pieces, before I attach them together, I'm going to paint them front and back, just because this piece flips up and you don't want to see the cereal box cardboard underneath it. So let's go outside and paint. I'm also going to paint some old backpack mesh white. Painting the mesh is very straightforward. I just sprayed some white paint on there, and then I painted the back sides of the goggle template plates first, and then I flipped them around and painted the front side just so I wouldn't get any dust or lint on the front. Now that I'm in from painting these flat black, I'm going to attach some magnets at the bottom corners of each side on both pieces so that when they're on top of each other, they'll stay, but you can also flip it up. And for the hinge, I'm just going to use a little piece of t-shirt fabric attached to the back of both plates. So it'll run from the back of this one onto the back of that one. So when I glued the magnets onto the freshly spray painted cardboard, I made sure to scratch up the surface so the glue would stick better to both the magnet and the mask. Super glue would probably work best to glue these pieces on and the magnets on, but I just used hot glue because that's what I had. And I glued the magnets on the back of the back plate and the back of the front plate so that you wouldn't see the magnets when the goggles are closed, only when they're open. Then after those pieces were glued on, I just grabbed a piece of t-shirt fabric and I used that to attach both of the pieces together, and then it could have a flexible hinge that would work nicely. So now I have finished attaching the hinge and the magnets, but one thing that I'm noticing is when I try to open it, this bottom piece is flexing too much. So I'm going to try to add maybe a bit of wire coat hanger just in this nose bridge area. I just bent the wire with my hands, but you could also use pliers, and that would probably be easier as this is some pretty tough wire. Now I have bent this wire coat hanger into shape, so now I'm just going to get some metal snips and just cut off the ends so it fits within the shape. After I glued that piece into the middle, I also bent some more wires and glued those from the tops all the way down to the middle of the side so that there'd be some reinforcement. If you're making this, make sure not to skip out on the wires on the sides as well. Don't just do the nose bridge because then it'll flex. You could also just use one piece of wire from corner to corner, but I didn't think of that, so I had to use 3 pieces instead of 1. This part of the goggles is done for how they can open up on the sides and hinge open like that. So now I'm going to take my mesh and put it in behind the eye. To get the sizing right on how big I should make the cutout, I used the cutout from the eye accent piece, and that gave me just enough of a lip to glue it on securely on the back side. So I just traced that out onto the white mesh, and then I cut it out and glued it on. So right now I decided to take out the magnets because there's just too much tension on these wires on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more wires on this inside edge right here, and then I'm going to put the magnets in the middle instead of the edge. To remove the magnets, I just used my X-Acto blade, and then I just glued one down in the middle on the underside of the bottom and then one underneath the top.
Then I bent another wire for the top plate, and this one can just go on the bottom. It just needs to give you a secure way to pull up on the goggles without flexing the cardboard too much. I just then double checked that it was bent correctly, and then I glued it in, and then after I glued it in, I took a black Sharpie and I colored the wire black so you couldn't see it. So that is the finished goggles. So now I need to work on the straps that connect to it. For the straps, I'm going to use some nylon strapping, and I got this off of Amazon. It just comes in a roll, and I'm going to glue it on the very top, and I'm not going to glue it at the back yet because I don't know how long it is, and then I'm going to do one all the way around the edge. And again, I'm only going to glue it on one side because I don't have the mask on hand yet.
Now I have my 2 lengths of strappage. This one is going from the top of the goggle to the back of the head, and this one's going from side to side. So I'm going to glue the one edge on here, and then one edge of this piece on the other side. And then once I get the mask, I will glue it on the other side. So now that I have the straps attached like this, I'm going to put a magnet on the back side of this at the same level that this magnet is at, so when you flip it up, that will stay there. So now I have attached a magnet in between that layer and also behind this piece here, so it can open up and then attach like that. Now that I have the mask, I am going to glue the goggles on, and what I'm going to do with the goggles is I'm going to leave this side unglued so I can wrap the strap around and glue it onto that side. So I will glue the goggles onto the front. Again, you don't need a styrofoam head to do this, but it'll be very helpful if you have one. Now I've got the goggles partially glued on. So now I'm going to put it on my own head to get the strap measurement around the back right, and the strap on the top as well. So now that I've gotten the goggles attached to the mask, when I fill up the goggles, my eyes don't exactly fit. So I'm just going to cut bigger holes out for the eyes. Then that's it. Now that the inside of the faceplate is all nice and cut out, that's it. That is how to make the Spider-Man Far From Home stealth suit mask.
This project was very fun to make, and it was also fairly easy. I highly recommend that you guys make this because this is one of my simpler tutorials. The next project I'll be working on is a Phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet. This has been RGR Productions, signing off. Till next time.